Robert Kiyosaki is an author of more than 25 books, best known for his Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, which have sold over 41 million copies worldwide. He went from being a school dropout, helicopter pilot in the Vietnam War, and broke businessman to becoming a multi-millionaire investor and best-selling author. And today we're going to learn his best advice on how you can build your brand. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I give you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Robert Kiyosaki.
A big part of what makes a company successful is whether or not they have a brand, B-R-A-N-D, almost misspelled it. Okay? And brand, people think, well, it's the communication, But a brand is more than that. The reason Rich Dad is so valuable right now is because it is an internationally known brand the same way as Trump is known as a brand. And the real question on a brand is not just communication. See, a brand makes it easier to sell. When somebody says Rich Dad, they go, oh, I think I heard of that, or I know what the guy stands for and all this. So what a brand really is the entire BI triangle. If you're going to create a brand, especially in a world that's overcrowded with advertising, communication, the webs, iPods, print, blogs, there's so much competition now for a person's time, it really is more important that you become a brand. So there's a shortcut communication. Like if I say the word Ferrari, you get a picture of something in your mind. It's a whole body effect. But if I said Hyundai or Kia, car, they're probably just as good a car, but you get a whole different emotional effect just by the brand name. So I'm not saying Hyundais are better or worse than a Ferrari, but I'll pay more for a Ferrari than I will for a Hyundai. I don't own a Hyundai, by the way. I own a Ferrari. What does it mean? It's a shortcut communication. Like if I say the word Apple, some people think of computers and some people think of red apple. But for the guys like me I'm an Apple fanatic, the brand means a lot to me. I love Steve Jobs. He's one of the best entrepreneurs in the world right now. And if I say the word Marine Corps is a brand. It communicates everything, the mission, the team, the leadership, the style, the message. The Marines have a saying, we're only looking for a few good men and women. That means we just don't want to be like the Army. We have to position ourselves away from the Army, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard, and the Navy. So brands are so vitally important as a communication tool, especially in today's over-communicated to world. There are more people competing for your customer's mind, their time. How many blogs can you read? How many magazines can you read? How many television sets can you read? How many games can you play and all this? So today, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it becomes more and more important that you become a brand.
A brand is an emotion. Your brand is how people feel about themselves when they interact with you, with your team, and with your marketing. People buy off of an emotion and then use logic to justify why they made that purchase, and that emotion they're buying off of is your brand. If you don't build a brand, you'll constantly attract customers who keep haggling over price with you because there's no emotional connection and you're only appealing to their logic. So my brand is belief. It's what I try to bring into everything that I'm making, into this YouTube channel, into my office environment, into the Superman, superhero outfit behind me, into every piece of content I make, every conversation I have, into my life, into my relationships, all of it. It comes from even Built to Serve, or Your One Word, figuring out your most important core value. That is the emotion. My intent is for every time somebody comes and watches these videos, you watching this video right now, I want to be there for you every morning. That's why I created this Entspresso series, because you might have been amazing and on fire yesterday and the most motivated person of all time, and then you woke up today and you're almost starting over. It's your habits, it's your routines, it's a structure where successful people demand that energy from themselves every morning. And so I'm trying to create content, this video series, to help be a part of that routine for you. To give you the shot of espresso in the morning, to give you the believe every morning. Now, I may not always succeed. It may not always work. A lot of times it doesn't work, but that's always the intention going in. And so I built a brand around belief. You could do the same thing for yourself, for your business, for you as a human. This isn't just something you bring to your business. It's something that you are. I am belief. I'm not just Evan Carmichael in front of the camera like this, and then I walk off and I'm a totally different human, right? This is same Evan Carmichael. Your most important core value, your who, your one word, right? That's in the books. You bring that to your business. It's who you are, and then you bring that to your business. That allows you to go a lot further. That attracts people to my YouTube channels who want more belief, who believe and believe. Same thing for my team. Same thing for the people around me. Same thing for my relationships. Same thing for the people that I invest energy and time and money into, right? When you know what you stand for and you bring that to your business, you have a much greater chance of succeeding, of attracting ideal customers, and building the brand. People say you need to build a brand, but they don't explain how to do it. It's like, great, yes, you need a logo, you need a website, you need to have Instagram pictures and YouTube video, awesome, but it's the emotion behind it. You need to start there. What is the emotion that you want people to feel every time they interact with you? When a customer, when a partner, when someone on the street talks to you, connects with you, what do you want them to feel having left you? They come in feeling a certain way, they interact for 5 minutes with you, and they leave feeling a different way. I want people to feel more belief in themselves. I want you to watch my videos and feel more belief in yourself as a result of spending time on my content. What is that going to be for you? So I've got a 3-step process that we're going to use to help you figure that out. But before that, if you want to have more motivation and self-love, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You know, I don't cheat on my wife. I don't cheat on my customers. I don't cheat people. I don't cut corners. If I can't do something, I'll tell you up front. If I screw up, I'll tell you. Kind of dump on, fast food industry. If I had to do it again, I'd go work for McDonald's.
Okay, how do you figure out the emotion behind your brand that's gonna speak volumes about you and how you connect with your audience? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is figure out your who. What is your who? Your who is your single most important core value. I talk about it in both Built to Serve and Your One Word. Super quick, just think about who is your favorite teacher of all time and why? What did you love about your parents and how they taught you? What's your favorite movie of all time and why? Who's your favorite superhero of all time and why? Right? Come up with a list of the things that you love, the people that you love, the people that you've connected to the most, even if they don't even know who you are. If you love Robert Kiyosaki, but he has no idea who you are, awesome. Why do you love Robert Kiyosaki? And write down 3 reasons why, not sentences, just single words. Why? So for me, I look at my who is believe. My parents. This is me when I'm 8 or 9 years old, and my parents, right? They would always tell me, I'm Evan Carmichael. I can do anything that I believe that I can. My favorite movie of all time is Seabiscuit, which is about this horse that's too small and a jockey that's too big and an owner that has no money, and they all find each other and they win a whole bunch of races and lift the nation. And I love those kinds of stories. My favorite teacher of all time was Madame Farr in my last year of high school, who helped turn me from a BC student to straight 90s because she believed in me. And so I'm making a list of all these people and why belief keeps coming up over and over and over again. Do it for yourself. There's a common thread through all the things that make you come alive, that give you energy, that make you feel the light, that make you feel motivated. There's a common thread. And when you figure out what that is, 1, it's the core of your brand, because you want to keep living it yourself, and you also want to inspire other people to live that way as well. And 2, it allows you to live a much more purposeful life. It allows you to have a much more purposeful business. It makes all decisions a lot easier going forward. You stop caring so much about other people's versions of your life because you know what your life actually stands for now. So what is your who? You have to figure it out. It's at the core of your brand. Step number 2 is how can you bring it to your marketing? So how can you bring your who to your market? How can I bring believe to my marketing? How can you bring freedom or inspiration or motivation or hope or creativity or whatever your who is into your marketing? How do you do that? So look at your website. Look at all your social media accounts. Look at any brochures or videos or anything that you've done. Does it make the person feel your who by the time, ideally from the beginning all the way to the end, right? My goal for every video that I create is to make you believe in yourself more, all the way from the very start, from the logo, from the rise and shine, it's Entspresso time, to the intros we do, to the clips that we pick, to my part, to the ending, to the questions, to the next video. I'm trying to orchestrate a routine of believe for you into your routine, because this is a part of my routine. So how can you evaluate now your market and say, is this just a sales pitch? Is this just trying to get people to buy and not providing actually a ton of context or value? Or does somebody feel something, right? They're feeling something one way or the other. Either they have an emotion that they love or they have an emotion that they don't connect with, right? They don't want to be around you because they maybe think you're too pushy or too sleazy or slimy or something else, right? So we've identified what our who is, what our emotion is, what the core of our brand is. Now evaluate all of your marketing and see how can we make people feel this way every time they interact with our brand. And then step number 3 is how can you bring it to your operations? What I do in Your One Word, it's just fun talking about Your One Word. It's been a while since I talked about it. Your One Word is basically about figuring out what is your who, right? Your one word, and then bringing that to build a business. Next section is on marketing, and the last section is on operations. So in operations, how can you bring your brand, your who, into everything that you're doing? So for me, believe. How can I hire in a believe way? How can I manage my team in a believe way? How can I run my systems, my operations, my procedures in a believe way? It's all the back end stuff that people don't see, but your team does, and you feel. If everything I'm talking about is believe, but then behind the scenes, there's people who are angry at each other and not believing in each other and infighting, I'm not gonna be happy. You won't be happy either. So you first figure out what is your who. That's the core of who you are as a human. That becomes the core of your brand as a business. Then how can you bring that to all of your public facing things, all of your marketing, website, social media, etc. And then all of the back end stuff as well. So that your team, because your team deserves to feel it too. Everybody who interacts with your company in any way, not just customers, should feel that emotion. And when you can connect all those things together, where you as a human feel connected to your customers, they feel connected to you, you feel connected to your team and everybody behind the scenes, and they feel connected to you, everything is in alignment, you can do some amazing things. That's a lot more fun too. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is your who? 2 parts. What is your who? And what's one change that you need to make in your business right now, effective today, to start living your brand a little bit better? And if you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. We don't just watch videos here in Believe Nation, we do something about it. Give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments as well so we can celebrate you.
Do you know the name of the CEO of Audi? Do you know the name of the CEO of BMW? Do you know the name of the CEO of Ford? Do you? Do you know the name of the CEO of Tesla? Full name, Elon Musk. My question is why? Why do you know Elon Musk and you don't know the CEO of all these other automobile companies? Because they've never fully built out and leveraged their personal brands. Versus Elon Musk, he did. So think about it. When you are a personal brand, it's much easier to get publicity. Because let's say you want to get on a TV show, you want to be interviewed, you want to get on radio, you want to get on podcasts, all these other platforms, all these other media, well, it's kind of difficult to do it as a company, right? And some companies, they have what we call spokesperson, but it's way more powerful when you are the leader of the company, that you are the CEO of the company, that you are promoting your brand, you stand behind your product. No different than Warren Buffett promoting Berkshire Hathaway stocks. No different than Richard Branson promoting Virgin. It is the same. When you have a strong personal brand, you could get extra publicity. You could go to places that other people cannot go. And one thing that I've learned over the years as an entrepreneur, and that is what you do changes. Now, this is very profound. Write this down. What you do changes. Just because you're in this business today doesn't mean you will be in this business 10 years from now. Industry changes. What you sell changes. When you have a strong personal brand, when you lead with a strong personal brand, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So, Elon Musk, if he wants to, he could talk about a Cybertruck, present at the launch. 2 months later, he could talk about SpaceX. It doesn't matter. Because you're not just buying the product, and yes, you are buying the product, but you're also buying the personal brand. You have a relationship with the personal brand.
If you want to see Robert Kiyosaki talking about why it's important to cooperate, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.